The colony of Ganymede Haven floated like a shining pearl in the orbit of Jupiter. It was a place of peace, beauty, and wealth. Humans had turned it into a symbol of progress. Families, scientists, artists, they all lived here under the bright lights and clear skies of its dome. Among them was Leo Vell, a 10-year-old boy with bright eyes and endless curiosity. He was the only son of Markin Vell, a former Earth military commander, who now led one of the biggest tech companies in the solar system. Leo was on a school tour that day. His class was visiting the Central Energy Tower, a tall structure filled with machines that powered the entire colony. It was guarded and secure, or so everyone believed. Leo walked behind his teacher, holding a small data pad. He was excited, pointing at machines and asking questions. He didn't notice the tall man in black armor watching him from the shadows. Suddenly, the lights in the corridor flickered. Then everything went dark. A strange humming sound filled the air. The teacher called for calm, but panic spread among the children. In that moment of chaos, 4 masked figures rushed in, fast, quiet, and deadly. One of them grabbed Leo and threw a smoke bomb to the floor. Another stunned the teacher with an electric stick. Before anyone could react, the attackers vanished into the darkness, taking Leo with them. The entire attack took less than a minute. In his office at the top of the Veltec Tower, Markin Vell was speaking with a group of investors when the emergency call came in. "Sir, it's Leo. He's been taken." Everything stopped. Within hours, every security, drone station, and patrol ship in the colony was searching for Leo. Markin watched every screen, every camera feed. But the kidnappers had used military-grade stealth technology, something that was supposed to be impossible to get outside of the Earth Defense Force. Then, a private message arrived on Markin's personal channel. A masked figure appeared on the screen. Behind him, Leo sat tied to a chair. He looked scared but unharmed. "We have your son," the figure said. "Send 4 million Zentrium to the location we will give. You have 48 hours, no police, no tricks, or you will receive a different kind of message next time." The screen turned off. Markin stood still, his fists clenched, his jaw tightened. For a long moment, he said nothing. Then he turned to his team. "Prepare a message," he said. "I'm sending it to the entire galaxy." The message was broadcast across every human and alien network. Markin Vell appeared on screen, standing tall, dressed in black. "My son Leo Vell has been kidnapped by cowards who think they are untouchable. I will not negotiate with them. I will not pay them. But I will pay you, whoever you are, if you find them." He paused. His voice was cold and sharp. "I promise a reward of 4 million Zentrium to anyone who finds and executes these kidnappers. Bring me proof of their death. That is the deal. The hunt starts now." Across the galaxy, people watched in shock. Some called it madness. Others called it justice. But to the ones who lived in the dark corners of space, bounty hunters, mercenaries, ex-soldiers, it was an opportunity. On a small, dusty moon far from Earth, a man named Rex watched the broadcast. He sat alone in a rundown bar, a half-empty cup in his hand. He wore old battle armor and a scar across his face. No one sat near him. No one ever did. As the message ended, Rex smiled. A rare thing for him. He finished his drink, stood up, and walked out without saying a word. The hunt had begun. On the kidnappers' ship, Leo sat quietly in a dark room. He had not cried. His hands were tied, but his mind was working. He remembered what his father had taught him. You are never weak as long as you think. You are never lost as long as you observe. Leo watched the guards. One limped slightly. Another kept checking a device on his wrist. The ship shook every few minutes, old engines. He wasn't just waiting to be rescued. He was watching, learning, preparing. Somewhere out there, his father had made a promise, and the galaxy was listening. The message spread like fire from Earth to Mars. From Titan to the edge of the dead zone, everyone had heard it. $4 million Zentrium. Proof of death required. It wasn't just a reward. It was a call to war. Thousands of fighters, mercenaries, bounty hunters, and ex-soldiers saw it as a chance. Not just for money, but for revenge, pride, or thrill. No one knew who the kidnappers were. No one knew where they had gone. But they would find out, because when a father like Markenvel made a promise, the universe listened. On a cold desert moon, Rex stood in front of his ship, silent wing. It was old, scratched, and patched many times. But it could still fly faster than most. And it had one special advantage. Stealth. Rex had once served in the outer force. He had fought aliens, rebels, and monsters in the dark parts of the galaxy. He had lost his brother to slavers, and his home to war. Now, he had nothing to lose, and something to fight for. He uploaded the bounty message into his ship's system. Then he activated a long-range scan to pick up any chatter. That's when he heard it. A broken transmission, weak and full of static. Kid. Transfer. Nabara, route. Code 77. Cargo lock. It wasn't much. But it was something. He marked the route on the map. It was a hidden path through asteroid fields and old pirate zones. It was dangerous. But that's where hunters always looked first. On the mining planet Red Hollow, a woman named Nova stood in a weapons shop, cleaning her plasma rifle. Nova had once been a commando, sharp, fast, and deadly. But after a mission gone wrong, she left the force and lived alone. When she heard Marken's message, something inside her changed. She had served under him once. She knew what kind of man he was. Strong, strict, but fair. If he promised something, he meant it. She downloaded the bounty details and checked the list of known mercenaries who might go after the reward. Only one name caught her eye. Rex. She smiled. He was still alive. Meanwhile, the kidnappers' ship moved through deep space, heading toward the outer fold, a region filled with old war wreckage and dead systems. Their leader, Krulth, stood tall in the command room. Krulth was a half-human, half-alien hybrid. His skin was pale, his eyes sharp. He had once been a warlord, but after losing his army, he became a smuggler and raider. Now, he wanted more than money. He wanted revenge. Leo sat quietly in the corner of the room, hands tied but ears open. Krulth turned to one of his men. Has the father replied? No, sir. But he made an open message. He offered $4 million to anyone who kills us. Krulth laughed, a deep, cruel sound. So he's desperate. Good. The others looked nervous, but Krulth smiled. Let the hunters come. We'll destroy them one by one. Back on Silent Wing, Rex prepared for the journey. He checked his weapons, a plasma rifle, a long knife, and a shock pistol. He packed a small photo of his brother, just for memory. As the ship lifted off, a message came in. It was Nova. Still alive, old man? She said, voice sharp. Didn't expect you, Rex replied. I heard about the bounty, she said. I want in. I don't work with partners. You do now, she said. He paused for a moment, then nodded. Meet me at Station 12. We move in 2 hours. Together, Rex and Nova traveled through asteroid fields, space storms, and debris zones. They fought a few minor groups, small-time bounty hunters hoping to find the kidnappers first. None of them survived. Nova watched Rex closely. You've changed, she said. We all have, he replied. You're not doing this for the... No, Rex said. I'm doing this because no child should be taken like that. They reached a pirate station called the Spine, built inside a broken asteroid. Inside, they spoke to a weapons dealer who owed Rex a favor. I've heard things, the dealer whispered. The boy was moved through the Nabara route. Someone paid off the pirate guards there. Where did they go? Nova asked. Dead zone, the dealer said. Only madmen go there. Then we'll fit right in, Rex replied. Back on the kidnappers' ship, Leo noticed something strange. Every time the ship shook, a small panel near the wall flickered. He crawled toward it when no one was looking. It was a broken console. Inside, a tiny light blinked. He tapped it. A soft voice spoke. "Hello." Leo froze. "Who are you?" "I am Illa, an old AI program left in the ship's memory. You found me. Can you help me escape?" "Maybe, but we must be careful." "I can only control small systems now," Leo smiled. "That's all we need." As Rex and Nova entered the dead zone, alarms rang across their ship. Old mines floated like ghosts. Ancient war machines drifted. Half dead but still dangerous. They moved carefully. Then they saw it, a faint energy trail left by a ship moving too fast. Rex zoomed in. It matched the engine type used by the kidnappers. "We've got them," he said. Nova grinned. "Let's go get that boy." The dead zone was not like other parts of space. It was cold, dark, and full of death. Ships from old wars floated like broken bones. Some still had power in them, deadly weapons, traps, and forgotten is ready to strike anything that moved. Most people avoided this area. But Rex and Nova were not like most people. Their ship, Silent Wing, flew carefully through the field of wreckage. Every scanner was active, watching for movement. "This place gives me a bad feeling," Nova said, checking her rifle. "That means we're close," Rex replied. "These people don't care if they die. They care about hurting others." They followed the energy trail left by the kidnappers. It was weak but clear. Suddenly, a red light flashed on the control screen. "Movement. Ship ahead," Rex said. He zoomed in on the scanner. It was the kidnappers' ship. Big, dark, covered with stolen parts. It looked like a monster made from metal. "There it is," Nova said. "Time to pay them a visit." "Not yet," Rex said. "They're heading to a place called Crater Hive." Nova frowned. "What's that?" "An old mining station inside an asteroid, long abandoned. But criminals sometimes use it to hide prisoners." Rex tightened his grip on the controls. "They're going to sell the boy." Inside the kidnappers' ship, Leo was no longer just waiting. He was working with Isla, the hidden AI inside the ship's wall system. "I need to open the door," Leo whispered. "Can you do that?" "I can try," Isla replied, "but only for a few seconds. Then the alarms will ring." "Open it when?" "I say." Leo waited. He counted the steps of the guard outside. Then, as the guard walked past, he whispered, "Now." The door hissed open. Leo jumped out and rolled under a pipe. The guard turned, but Leo was gone. He crawled through small shafts, careful not to make noise. His heart beat fast, but his face stayed calm. He had one goal: survive. Back on Silent Wing, Rex and Nova landed near Crater Hive. The asteroid was huge and filled with old mining tunnels. As they stepped out, they saw the signs of life, heat traces, fresh footprints, energy signals. "They're inside," Nova said. Rex nodded. "We go quiet. No mistakes." They entered the tunnels, moving like shadows. Inside, the kidnappers were preparing for a deal. Krelf stood in a large hall, speaking to a group of traders. All were masked. Some were human, some were alien. "This boy is worth more than money," Krelf said. "He is a message. His father must bleed for what he did." One of the traders replied, "We want the child." "We pay now." Krelf raised a hand. "No, first we wait. I feel something coming." He was right. Rex and Nova had reached the outer wall of the hall. "We take them fast," Rex whispered. "You go left. I'll go right." They moved. Suddenly, the lights in the hall shut off. A loud sound echoed. Boom! Smoke filled the air. Flash bang. Rex appeared from the right side, shooting with speed and skill. Nova moved from the left, firing clean shots. Panic broke out. Krelf shouted, "Attack them!" The traders pulled out weapons. The room became a battlefield. Rex shot 2 men and rolled behind a crate. Nova dropped one alien with a shot to the head. Krelf grabbed a young guard and shouted, "Find the boy. Bring him to me." But Leo had already escaped the cell and was deep in the tunnels. He could hear the battle. He ran toward the sound. Inside the smoke and fire, Rex faced off with one of the kidnappers, a tall brute with metal arms. The man charged like a bull. Rex dodged, then stabbed him in the side. The man fell, groaning. Nova was pinned down by a traitor with a heavy gun. She threw a flash grenade and moved fast. One shot. "Clean," Krelf growled. "I'll handle this myself." He grabbed his energy blade and stepped into the fight. Rex saw him. "You must be Krelf. And you must be the fool who came for the reward," Krelf sneered. "I didn't come for money," Rex said. "I came for the boy." Krelf laughed and swung his blade. They fought hard. Krelf's blade sparked against Rex's armor. Rex fired his pistol twice, hitting Krelf's shoulder. But Krelf kept coming. They crashed into a wall. Rex's gun flew out of his hand. Just then, a voice shouted, "Rex!" It was Leo. He had found them. Krelf turned. "You, come here." Leo raised a pipe he found on the ground. "I'm not scared of you." Krelf moved toward him, but Rex grabbed a sharp piece of metal and stabbed Krelf in the leg. "Don't touch the kid," Rex growled. Nova appeared beside Leo, firing one last shot. It hit Krelf in the chest. Krelf fell. Silence. Smoke filled the room. Most of the traitors were gone or dead. Rex walked slowly to Leo. "You okay, kid?" Leo nodded. "I'm fine." Nova looked at Rex. "We did it." Rex nodded, breathing hard. "Let's get out of here." They picked up Leo and moved back to the ship. As they flew away, the asteroid behind them exploded. Rex had planted charges before entering, just in case no one would use Crater Hive again. Back on the ship, Leo sat quietly, holding a warm drink. Rex looked at him. "You were brave," he said. Leo smiled. "I had help. There's an AI named Ely on that ship. She helped me escape." Rex nodded. "Smart boy." Nova looked out the window. "Now what?" "We take him home," Rex said. Leo looked up. "My father, will he be angry?" Rex smiled. "He'll be proud." The stars outside the ship looked calm, but Rex knew peace never lasted long in deep space. Silent Wing was moving fast, heading toward Earth. In the back cabin, Leo rested under a warm blanket. Nova watched over him, checking for injuries. "He's strong," she said quietly. "Tougher than most adults." Rex nodded. "He reminds me of someone." "Your brother?" she asked. Rex didn't reply. He just stared out the window. Meanwhile, deep in the outer rim, another ship moved with purpose, fast and angry. Inside, a group of Zarn scouts flew in formation. The Zarn were an insect-like alien race, silent and deadly. They were known for hiding criminals and selling information. In the hive world of Zarka 9, the Zarn Queen received a message from one of her agents. "Krelf is dead. The boy is gone. A human named Rex has him." The Queen hissed in anger. Krelf had made a deal with her. He was supposed to deliver the boy for a larger plan, to trade Leo in exchange for access to Earth's defense codes. Now that plan was destroyed, but she still had pieces to play. She sent a command to all Zarn agents. "Find the child. Find the man named Rex. Bring them to the hive or destroy them both." Back on Silent Wing, Rex checked the ship's systems. Something felt off. "We're being followed," he said. Nova looked at the radar. One ship fast, coming from behind. "Zarn," Rex guessed. "They're angry. How did they find us?" she asked. "Maybe the ship we escaped from had a tracker. Or maybe someone sold our location." Rex pressed buttons quickly. "We'll jump through a warp path near Saturn's rings. It's risky, but it'll throw them off." Nova nodded. "Do it." The ship jumped into the warp path. Lights flashed across the windows. The engines roared. Inside the warp tunnel, strange shadows moved around the ship. Old spirits from past battles, ghosts in the energy flow. Most were harmless, but some were not. Suddenly, the ship shook violently. "Something's pulling us." Nova shouted. Rex tightened his grip. "It's not a ship, it's a gate." They were being dragged toward a hidden structure, a warp anchor used during old wars to trap enemy ships mid-jump. Rex turned the power to max. "Hold on." The ship broke free just in time, shooting out of the tunnel and crashing into a small planet's orbit. They landed hard but safe. The scanners buzzed. Nova looked at the data. "We're near Harkos. This place used to be a mining world." Rex checked his screen. "It's controlled by the Zarn now. Hive tunnels below the surface. Not safe." Nova raised an eyebrow. "Then why are we here?" Rex pointed to the radar. "Leo's signal is gone. We've been jammed. That means they're close." Inside the hive tunnels of Harkos, Zarn warriors were already preparing. The Queen had sent her top scout, Zari, to lead the capture. Zari was smart, fast, and hated humans. She sharpened her blade arms as she received the order. The boy must not reach Earth. His blood is connected to the key. Bring him, or break him. On the surface, Rex and Nova walked carefully, with Leo between them. The boy wore a small shield vest, and Nova held his hand tightly. They moved toward an entrance carved into the rocks. An old mine now turned into a Zarn hive nest. As they stepped inside, the temperature dropped. The walls were made of sticky black stone, humming with energy. Strange clicking noises echoed in the dark. "Stay close," Rex warned. They passed through narrow tunnels. Lights flickered. Movement came from all sides. Then, suddenly, attack. Zarn. Scouts dropped from the ceiling, blades ready. Rex shot first. One Zarn fell. Nova grabbed Leo and moved back. The fight was wild. Blades clashed with bullets. Sparks flew. Nova took out two Zarn with sharp shots. Rex fought with his knife, dodging fast strikes. But more kept coming. "Too many," Nova shouted. "We fall back." Rex ordered. They ran through a side tunnel. A wall of rocks blocked the way behind them, trapping the Zarn. Breathing hard, they looked ahead. A soft blue light glowed in the distance. "It's a human tech signal," Rex said. They followed it and found a hidden control room, old and dusty, but still working. A small AI screen lit up. "Welcome. I am Base Echo. You are inside a lost Earth mining outpost." Rex smiled. Old tech always saves the day. They locked the door and let Leo rest. Nova looked at Rex. "This isn't just about a ransom, is it?" "No," Rex said. "Something bigger is going on." He opened a message he had taken from Krelth's ship. A data log. It showed a deal between Krelth and the Zarn Queen. Leo was not just a boy. His DNA held access codes to Earth's old weapon systems, hidden keys connected to his father's military work. They want to use Leo to break Earth's defense. Nova stared at the screen. "That's why they keep coming." "We can't let them take him," Rex said. "Not for any price." Leo, half asleep, whispered, "I just want to go home." "You will," Rex promised. "But first we finish this." Outside, Zari and her Zarn scouts were preparing again. They had found the control room's location. XAR, I raised her blades. "Seal the exits. No one leaves the hive alive." Inside the old Earth mining base, the walls trembled. Somewhere deep in the tunnels, the Zarn scouts were getting closer. Leo, just 10 years old, stood beside Rex and Nova. He held a small tool in his hands, a metal pipe, bent at the end. He wasn't a soldier. He wasn't a fighter. But he wasn't afraid either. "Are they coming?" Leo asked. Rex checked the scanner. Red dots were surrounding them. "Yes, they'll be here in 5 minutes." Nova loaded her rifle. "We can't hold them for long in this room." "We don't need to," Rex said. "We just need to slow them down long enough to reach the emergency tunnel under the floor." "There's an emergency tunnel?" Leo asked. Rex pointed to A hatch under the control panel. Old mining escape route. It leads to the surface, maybe. Nova gave a small smile. I like maybe better than no way out. Outside the room, Zari, the Zarn commander, moved like a shadow. Her sharp limbs clicked on the stone. She had fought many battles, but this one was personal. Kill the adults, she told her scouts. Bring the child alive. Her scouts clicked in reply and moved in silence toward the base. Inside, Rex handed Leo a small data chip. This has all the proof your father needs, names, deals, everything. If something happens to me or Nova, you keep moving. Get to Earth. Give it to your father. Leo looked at the chip, then at Rex. I don't want to leave you behind. Rex knelt down. You're not just a boy, Leo. You're the key to stopping them. You're strong, you're smart, and you're not alone. Leo nodded. I'll be brave. Suddenly, the wall exploded. Dust and stone filled the room. Zarn scouts rushed in with a loud screech. Rex fired first, taking down 2. Nova covered. Leo pushing him toward the escape hatch. Go! She shouted. Leo jumped in, sliding down the narrow metal tunnel. The door closed behind him. Nova threw a grenade. The blast shook the room, throwing the Zarn back. Rex and Nova moved together, side by side, fighting off the attackers, but more kept coming. Down in the tunnel, Leo slid into darkness. It was tight and cold. He could barely see, but he crawled forward. The sound of battle faded behind him. All he had now was the light on his wrist, and the voice in his head, his father's voice. You are never helpless if you keep thinking. You are never lost if you keep moving. Leo kept moving. After crawling for what felt like an hour, Leo reached the end of the tunnel. He pushed open the hatch and found himself inside another part of the mine, a deep storage room filled with broken machines. He looked around. No guards. No lights. Then he heard it. A whisper. I found you. Leo turned fast. A Zarn scout had followed the tunnel. Its eyes glowed red, and sharp blades clicked as it stepped forward. Leo backed up, heart pounding. He had no weapon. No help. Just courage. The Zarn raised its blade. Leo grabbed a metal rod from the floor. You want me? He shouted. Then come get me. The Zarn rushed forward. Leo jumped to the side, dodging the first swing. He struck the Zarn's leg with the rod. It screamed in pain. Leo ran behind an old machine. The Zarn chased him. He remembered something Rex had said earlier. Every enemy has a weak point. You just have to find it. Leo looked at the ceiling. A chain was holding up a heavy metal drum. He ran under it and stopped. Hey, Bugface! He yelled. The Zarn charged straight toward him. At the last second, Leo pulled. The chain. The drum dropped. Crash. It landed right on top of the Zarn. Leo fell to the floor, breathing hard. He had done it. He had won. Meanwhile, back in the base, Rex and Nova were still fighting. Nova's arm was bleeding. Rex had a cut across his face. But they kept going. Then Rex saw something on the scanner. The tunnel was open again. He made it out, Rex said. Nova smiled through the pain. Told you he was tough. Rex pulled out a remote and pressed a button. What's that? Nova asked, surprise. In the walls of the old base, Rex had planted explosives earlier, just in case. Now, the time had come. The floor shook as explosions lit up the hive tunnels. Zarn scouts screamed and scattered. Rex grabbed Nova. Time to go. They ran for the escape tunnel. Leo stood near the surface, watching the stars above. The cold wind of the planet blew around him. Dust covered his face, but his eyes were bright. He had done his part. Now he waited. Then he saw it. 2 figures climbing out of the tunnel. Rex and Nova. Alive. Leo ran to them. You made it. So did you, Rex said, smiling. Nova hugged him gently. You were amazing. I dropped a big drum on a Zarn, Leo said proudly. Good thinking. Rex said, back on the ship. They flew away from Harco's. The planet shrank behind them, inside. Silent Wing, Leo sat in the captain's chair, holding the data chip tight. Rex looked at him. Next stop, Earth. Leo nodded. I'm ready. Far away, in the hive of Zarka 9, the Zarn Queen roared in anger. Her best scout was gone. Her plan was falling apart, but she wasn't done. She turned to her advisors. Prepare the fleet. Earth will burn if I don't. Get that child. The final battle was coming, and Earth had only one hope, a brave boy, a soldier with nothing to lose, and a woman who never gave up. The ship's Silent Wing raced through deep space, heading toward Earth. Inside, Rex, Nova, and Leo prepared for what was coming. Next. They were not just running anymore. They were being hunted. In the far reaches of space, the Zarn fleet had gathered. Dozens of warships floated in silence. Sharp black metal, insect-like design, and deadly weapons. They were built for war. In the center, the Zarn Queen's command ship sat like a giant spider, pulsing with dark energy. Inside, the Queen hissed in rage. Her plans had failed. Her best scout was dead, and the child was still alive. But she still had one move left. Attack Earth, she ordered. Take the boy. Burn everything if needed. The Zarn fleet turned, engines glowing. Their course was set. Earth. Back on Silent Wing, Rex studied the latest signal data. A warning had just reached them. Zarn fleet moving fast, he said. They're heading straight for Earth. Nova checked the ship's power systems. We'll never outrun them. Leo stood beside them, holding the data chip tightly. They want me, he said. If I go to them, maybe they'll stop. Rex shook his head. No, we're not giving you up. Not now, not ever. Nova smiled. We fight. Rex looked at her. One ship against a fleet? Nova nodded. Why not? We've done crazy things before. Rex grinned. Then let's do it again. As the Zarn ships neared Earth, defense systems on the planet activated. Satellite cannons, space stations, and fighter squads rushed into formation. Markenvel Leos. Father stood inside Earth's military command center. Watching the screen, he received a private message. It was Rex. Your son is safe, but the Zarn are coming. We're going to buy you time. Marken replied with a short message. Protect him. Help is coming. He turned to his generals. Launch every ship. Earth will not fall today. In space, the stars were no longer peaceful. They were on fire. The first Zarn ships reached Earth's outer defense line. Missiles flew. Plasma beams lit the darkness. Explosions echoed across space. Silent Wing appeared near the edge of the battle, flying low and fast. Inside, Rex pushed the ship to its limit. Target their command signals, he said. If we break their link, we confuse the fleet. Nova nodded. I'll guide the shots. Leo stood behind them, focused and brave. Rex looked at him. You okay? Leo nodded. Let's finish this. The ship dived into the fight. They flew. Between battleships, dodging fire, Nova fired the main cannon. One Zarn scout ship exploded in flames. Two more chased them. Rex spun the ship upside down and released shock mines. Boom! The ships behind them were gone. Suddenly, a giant Zarn cruiser locked onto them. They're charging a heavy cannon. Nova warned. Rex turned toward the weapon. Then we hit them first. Inside the command ship, the Zarn Queen noticed the small human ship flying through her fleet. She narrowed her eyes. That is the boy's ship, she said. Destroy it now. The command ship aimed all weapons at Silent Wing, but Rex had a plan. He flew straight at the cruiser, then suddenly dropped the ship's speed. The enemy beam missed. Nova released a special EMP charge stolen from the old Earth base. It hit the cruiser's shield. The ship shook. Lights flickered. Then Rex fired the main cannon into the weak spot. Crack! The Zarn cruiser exploded. Leo cheered. Yes, but more ships closed in. Too many. Nova's screen blinked red. We're out of missiles. Shields are down to 20%. We need help, Rex said. Suddenly, they heard a voice on the radio. This is Earth Defense. Backup has arrived. Hundreds of Earth fighter ships dropped out of warp, flying in perfect lines. Markenvel's command ship led the way. He sent a message directly to Rex. Fall back. Let us take it from here. Rex looked at Leo. Ready to meet your father? Leo smiled. More than ready. As the Earth fleet clashed with the Zarn ships, Rex pulled back toward the planet, but the Zarn Queen wasn't done yet. Her command. Ship turned and chased them alone. She's coming, Nova warned. We take her now, Rex said. End this. The Queen's ship fired beam after beam. Rex dodged, flying through asteroid chunks and war debris. Nova aimed for the ship's front cannon. Give me one clean shot. Hold on, Rex said. He flew toward a broken war satellite. Now. Nova. FIREDBOOM. The front cannon of the Queen's ship exploded. Inside, the Queen screamed in pain, but she kept coming. She's insane, Rex said. Leo stepped forward. Let me try. He placed the data chip into the ship's AI port. A secret. Code opened. A voice spoke. Access granted. Emergency override available. Leo selected a final option. Command beacon jam. Across the Zarn fleet, ships began to shake. The Queen's control link was broken. Their fleet turned wild. Some stopped. Others turned back. The Queen's ship lost power and floated helplessly. Rex fired the last torpedo. Boom. The Queen's ship exploded in the darkness. It was over. As Silent Wing landed on Earth, Markenvel ran toward the ship. The door opened. Leo ran out and hugged his father tight. You kept your promise, Leo said. Marken smiled. So did you. Turn to Rex and Nova. You saved him. You saved Earth. Rex looked tired. All in a day's work. Marken held out a chip. 4 million. As promised. But Rex stepped back. I don't want it. Why? Rex looked at Leo. He's alive. That's enough for me. Nova smiled. We'll take a clean ship and quiet place to rest. That's all. Marken nodded. Done. Above them, the stars were quiet again. But in the hearts of everyone on Earth, a story would be told for years about a brave boy, 2 fearless warriors, and a promise that changed the galaxy. The sun rose slowly over Earth's horizon. The city beneath was waking up, but for Markenvel, this day was different. His son, Leo, was home. Leo sat quietly on a soft chair in his father's office. He looked tired but calm. The horrors he had faced were behind him now. Marken watched him closely. You're safe, he said simply. Leo nodded. I learned a lot. About courage, about hope. Marken smiled, proud but humble. You surprised me. In the same room, Rex and Nova stood. Nearby. Rex looked at the data chip still in his hand. It wasn't just a rescue, it was a fight for the future. Nova added, the galaxy is bigger and darker than we thought. But people like Leo and people like us make it brighter. Marken turned to them. You risked everything. I owe you more than words. Rex shook his head. No debts. Just promise to protect this boy. Marken's eyes hardened. I will. Days passed. Earth's defenses grew stronger. Leo returned to school. But he was different now. He was quiet, thoughtful, always watching, learning. One day, his teacher asked, Leo, what do you want to be when you grow up? Leo looked out the window at the stars. I want to be someone who keeps people safe, like my father, like Rex and Nova. Far away in space, new threats were stirring. The Zarn Queen was not dead. Her ship had been destroyed, but her mind had escaped inside. A small, hidden drone. She waited, plotting. The child must never be free, she whispered. The war is not over. Back on Earth, Marken called a meeting. Top commanders and scientists gathered. He shared all the data about the Zarn, their strength, their plans, their hatred. We must be ready, he said, not just to defend Earth, but to protect the galaxy. One evening, Rex and Nova stood on the deck of a new ship, a fast, sleek fighter gifted by Mark on. Nova smiled at Rex. Ready for the next adventure? Rex grinned. Always. Leo joined them. I want to come, he said. Rex looked at Markin. Markin nodded. You'll train with them. You have a path to follow. As the stars sparkled above, a new team was born. A boy who had survived darkness, 2 warriors who never gave up, and a father who promised to protect his son, no matter the cost. The galaxy was vast, and danger waited in every shadow, but hope was stronger. Because when people fight for what they love, when they stand tall against fear, when they keep their promises, they become legends.